Hello, dear viewers. Thank you so very much for joining me. Today I'd like to read on this Kurt Volker. Now, he is the U.S. Special Envoy for Ukraine who resigned, and he's scheduled to testify behind closed doors to the House Committee, I think the Intel Committee, next week. So I want to know, why did he resign? What's going on with him? What kind of person is he? I think he's somebody who had served under other administrations or administration. So, he's more like a career, a career politician. So show me Kurt Volker, Spirit. Help us to understand what's going on. So we have 10 of coins. He probably comes from a wealthy family. He comes from, maybe his family was even in politics. That's the legacy card. His outward characteristic, he is shut out in the cold. So, in other words, the Trump administration is not happy with him at all. Interesting. He feels kicked out. So, I wonder too, though, if he feels like he's also outside of his normal, support system or coworkers, It's just... he wanted to stay and ride out Trump administration. He was one of those guys. He wanted to stay and ride that out. And internally, we have the Hierophant. He's very concerned about the government, governmental processes, the investigation. It's on his mind. That's all that's on his mind. In his goal, we have the Nine of Wands. So in other words, he feels he's not doing so hot. He feels really embattled here. He does, and this a lot of times is about mood as well, feeling shut out in the cold. He's not doing so great. He feels like his only wish is to take this to completion. I've got the 10th. I've got that last wand in my hand. I've got more battles to fight. He just wants to see this over. His motivation is Ace of Swords. He wants to tell the truth. So he is in sync with universe here. The Hanged Man is what's at stake. The delay is hard on him. The delay is hard on him. Seeing things from another perspective is hard on him too. Because I feel like he has regrets. I feel like he looks back and when he helped tried to arrange a meeting between the Ukrainian president and Trump and Ukrainian president and Rudy Giuliani and heard some things and didn't say anything back then, he has some regrets about that now that he's looking at things from a new perspective. His flaw or his need is the Seven of Wands. He just needs, this guy, he just wants to stand his ground and make it through. And I think that's all he's thinking about right now. I feel like he feels kind of devastated. The Queen of Swords is the source of that need. So he is afraid. So that's journalism. That's people informing. He is afraid that he's going to get a lot of criticism. He's afraid he's going to, his motives will be questioned. His course of action will be questioned. Well, he questions it now. He feels like he should have come forward more quickly. And he expects to hear that. So in the media, I don't know if he's going to be a sympathetic figure to people or not. But yeah, he's really worried he will not be. We have the King of Swords. Okay, so he just cooperates. He cooperates with investigation. That's a lot of times investigation, finding the truth. We've got the Ace of Swords here, the King of Swords. We get these a lot. This is time for truth to come out, and he is indeed responding to that. So I think he's going to be a sincere actor here. I feel like he just wasn't prepared for this administration. He was prepared for politics as usual. In the past, we had the Knight of Swords, so he could be, a little bit aggressive. He could be assertive. He could be, I'm going to win. He could be like that. But the Knight doesn't see, Yeah, the knight sees his plan and can even be kind of obsessed with his plan and his orders, his duty, but he doesn't see potential collateral damage. You know, he just doesn't see that. He is single-minded in his focus. He's a soldier. So I just feel like for some reason there wasn't enough life experience to prepare him for this. But then again, he'd be in good company there. A lot of people have not been prepared for the Trump administration. The Knight of Wands in the future. Okay, so he's got a goal and a purpose, and he does okay. He does. He accomplishes it. He accomplishes it. So he does weather this. I get a feeling from him that he is somebody who, you know, I even feel like he's got a little bit of an ego. He's somebody who was raised to believe in himself, you know, and he was raised with some privilege, but he's smart, I think. I just think he didn't expect anything this crooked to come through the White House, but then who did? It's just, he's learning a lot right now. He's learning a lot. Yeah, he is. He'll do okay. He'll do okay. I don't know. He's not even thinking about what's beyond this. He's not even yet. He's like, I've got to get through this, and then I'll think about saving my career. You know, he's like that. Yeah, and he's not that young, but he feels young in these cards. So I just think he hasn't had a lot of tragedy in his life. Huh, interesting. So, yeah, he's not that young, but he feels young to me. Yeah, and we don't see any, well, this is the king. Well, that's, yeah, so that's where he's going to be most mature in telling the truth, in cooperating with the investigation, in, you know, serving the more noble cause. That's where he's going to find some maturity. Interesting. Yeah, Queen of Wands, he's got a good mom. He's had a good mom. Yeah, and I only say that because I feel like this is, and he may have a good wife too, I don't know. But I feel like this is about his history, his formative, you know, I don't know. I just feel like that. Hierophant. Yeah, he's not liking it. He's cooperating. He's going to cooperate. He does not like this cup he's being offered, though. He's not enjoying this at all. In some ways, he's been a bit reluctant, but he's going to do it. Knight of Cups for the Queen of Swords. Yeah, he's trying to make a good impression. He really does want to. He's going to try. Yes, he's hoping to end up with a good impression in all of this. And then we have the Ace of Cups for the... Oh, this is emotional for him too. Yeah. He's standing his ground. There is a lot he has to tell. His cup runneth over. There is a lot of dirt there's a lot he has to tell. So is he just going to spill it, or was this standing his ground? Is he going to hold some things back? Huh. Queen of Coins. Standing his ground again. Well, okay. I think he plans to really defend himself here. There's a lot. There's a lot there, but he's really hoping to defend himself and make a good argument for why he actually did the right thing and he is not to blame for any of this. And he's hoping that that's perceived by the public too. Okay. So that's what's going on. If he has a defensive stance, it's, yeah, he's not about to see, you know, show himself as somebody who was complicit in this or anything like that. And we have an opportunity. He feels like he's shut out in the cold, but what he doesn't realize, and that's career-wise, what he doesn't realize is this is actually an opportunity to make his mark. And he can behave honorably. And you know what? I think he will. I think he will in general. Not perfectly, but I think he will. So there we go. It'll be interesting. What are we going to learn about what Volker says to them? Says to Congress? What are we going to learn about that spirit? Anything? When? All those questions we like to know the answers to. Well, we have 9 of coins. Ah, the Judgment card with the angel with the trumpet and the magician. Okay, so I do think that we will learn about it. It will be trumpeted. It will become public knowledge. But maybe not right away. Well, that would be understandable because, you know, he's got to first testify. They have to see it. But yeah, actually, 3 of coins, Temperance, and there's some gradualness there. And the Death card. It'll all come out. It'll all come when it's ended. Yeah. But I do think we're going to learn some things right away. It's interesting. I feel like there's, at some point, he's going to have some public testimony. Yeah, because there's lots. There's just so much that he knows that we're going to find out about some of it. But then maybe gradually we'll find out about more. There's Nancy Pelosi with the Queen of Wands there. Truth coming out, but then death. The sword of truth is offered. Oh, okay. Well, you know what I think that is? I do think he is going to tell what he knows. I think that, you know, a lot of times we see this offered like it's there. The truth is waiting there for someone to grab it. The Death card to me with this is, okay, he grabbed it. All right. Now, what is he going to talk about? What is he going to talk about? Does he know anything more about this horrible plan to extort help from the Ukrainian president for Trump's election in 2020, getting dirt on Joe Biden, Hunter Biden? What does he know about that? What does he know? What else does he know? Gosh, he knows a lot. I keep getting that. King of Cups, he knows something about Russia. He knows something about, well, because you can't really talk about Ukraine without talking about Russia, because the military aid to Ukraine is in order to protect their democracy from being overtaken by Russia. We have the Lover's card. He knows who's in bed with whom. And the Devil. He knows about greed and avarice. He knows a lot. This has bedeviled his tenure there. This has been going on. The Queen of Wands in the future, he's going to tell it all to the Dems. Justice in the future. Deep mysteries will be revealed. Yeah, he knows a lot, you guys. It'll be interesting. Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. He's got a lot to tell. We might not hear all of it. We'll hear some. Might hear all of it for quite some time, but that's okay. A few months, perhaps. Hard to tell with timing in tarot. All right. But I think he's a sincere actor at this point. The vibe I get from him is like, I don't know if I would like him. You know what I mean? I wouldn't really, you know, it feels like to me like he used to be a little arrogant. But I think this is humbling to him, this experience. Yeah, and he really wants to make a good impression. So this is true, too. He's also always sought the approval of the powerful people in Washington. And his reputation's important to him, too. Anything else to know? King of Cups, he's pretty, okay, we got a lot of cups here. So he's also somebody who's pretty skilled at reading others' emotions and seeming calm and, you know, giving the impression he wishes to give. He's also somebody who's pretty skilled at that. All right. Well, I thank you all so very much. And the thing is, you know, I have to say this. The thing is, he was able to give Trump the impression that he was completely trustworthy when actually he never ruled out taking all this to the authorities. So that's another thing that's interesting about him. All right. Well, I thank you so much for watching this case and keeping the pressure on for justice. Bye-bye.